Hello and welcome to Turkey. I'm going to take you through the first 2 days of our training sessions out here. I was joined by Jasemin, who I coach online, who's from Turkey, and Jai, who's from our UK training group. I'm going to show you various drills and exercises and give you numerous technical tips that will help your training. I planned Jasemin's training for this period of time. The first workout, I'm going to focus on the jumping technical aspects and drills. First up, the drills. You're seeing a selection of those on screen now. They start with simple, steady drills such as marching and backward lunges and take-off walks, and then progress to more dynamic ones such as scissors on the spot, where we are really looking at speedy and sharp contacts. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. Okay, let's look at Unit 2. You're seeing various cycling drills. These are a constant in my workouts. There are oval and cycle variants, and we do them at different heights as well, over the shin and over the knee. They're about foot contact and heel recovery. Then we move on to Unit 3. Now, we really turned up the heat here. We did some accelerations and then 2 20-meter sprints. Set, hop! These will really fire up and potentiate the jumping to follow. In some follow-on videos, I'll be looking more at accelerative technique and what we've done to improve Jasemin's start and first section of the sprint. And you're seeing Jasemin here do a penultimate step takeoff drill. The objective is to get the penultimate step down quickly onto the track surface and shift the weight very fast onto the takeoff step. So it's a very kind of staccato da-da rhythm. This is going to enable you, should you try to get into a better position and shift your momentum quicker into the takeoff. This effort was better as she got a much quicker step down and a shorter step and wasn't drifting from the penultimate to the takeoff. We also did some free leg landing takeoff drills with 1 step in between, and then progressed to the pit to do some 10-step approaches. Swing. We started just with some takeoffs, trying to get that quick transition from the penultimate to the takeoff. Jasemin does a hitch hang technique, and what we were looking for was a separation between the takeoff position and then the sweeping back of the arms into the hang and a long shape in the air. And you can see that on this particular effort that was achieved. On this effort here, which wasn't so good, she put in a short last stride, over-rotated and therefore dropped in early on the landing. So the correction for that one would be to take the run-up back, keep moving forwards, always think about your hips moving forwards and then swing forwards and up off of the takeoff. Okay, let's move on to day 2, and the focus of this particular session was run-ups. We were limiting the volume of the sessions due to the competition coming up on the Sunday. Here you're seeing various warm-up drills. I construct each warm-up and the early session units in order to facilitate, improve, potentiate the subsequent work in the session. So we wanted dynamic movements and drills and elements that would facilitate improving run-up speed and sprint posture. For example, focusing on Unit 2 of the workout, you're seeing various cycling drills and heel recovery drills, all about getting the right posture and activating the hips for fast sprinting. In order to sprint optimally, you need to really be able to move the heel from the back of the body as fast as you can, and you can see that all these drills are delivering on that. As said, I've been coaching Jasemin online for about 18 months and I'd fed back multiple times on her drills and how she performs her jumping, for example. It was great to see her in action, face to face, and she's really picked up on the movements and does them very well. So it starts to lift, get faster, faster, pull, pull, pull and run. We then moved on to doing some run-ups, and we followed my usual protocol of doing various stages. So we ran the first stage, then the first and second stage, so the acceleration, then the acceleration and alignment, and then we completed the whole run-up. And you can see that by the end of the session, Jasemin was getting her accuracy. However, it was really windy and this was playing up with her ability to hit the board. We did time some of the run-ups using the free lap system, and her times did improve across the session, and they were around the level that I thought they should be. On day 3, we did some light weight training exercises. It's important to maintain your weight training throughout the training year, and in particular in peak season. You want to keep up your base levels so that you can maintain and springboard off of those in terms of developing power. As you know from my training, it's all about rate of force development and increasing that throughout across the whole training year. So this is what we have to do. So by keeping the weights in there, we are providing that foundation. Obviously, we didn't want to overdo it, but at the same time, as it's still early season, May at the time of making this video, we still need to keep up the strength so that this lasts and covers us throughout the rest of the year. In the next video in this series, we'll see how Jai and Jasemin did in the local competition in Izmir. If you've got any specific questions on the subject matter of this particular video, or indeed any of my others, then do leave a comment in the section below or through my other social media. Do like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. I said I'd tell you a little bit about the facilities where we are at in Izmir. Now, there are 3 tracks. There's a huge outdoor stadium which can hold 58,000 spectators and was built for a previous university games and is the home, or was the home, of the local football team, I should say. Outside of that, adjacent to that, there's another full-size 400-metre track, and that's used for warming up for big events in the stadium, but it's generally used by local athletes. There's also an indoor area built under the stands of the main stadium, and that's about 150 metres long on a curve, and it's also got a jumping pit and a small weights area. Further round the stadium, underneath it, under the stands, is a pole vault and high jump area as well. There's also another weights room in another area under the stand, and the whole complex has numerous other sporting facilities. EasyJet flies to Izmir. It's about a 3.5-hour flight from Gatwick, for example, and it's about a 45-minute train journey from the airport into the centre of Izmir. I stayed very locally, and it took about 15 to 20 minutes to get to the track, 2 stops on the metro. If you are interested in potentially coming out to Izmir to train, then do drop me a message and I'll put you in contact with the facility staff.